And we're back here at Boom Bust. I'm your host, Tony Clement, here with Joe Oliver and Gary Mar. Gary, you had a point you wanted to make about how the U.S. Growth or contraction affects Canada. Please make your point.
Well, Canada is a very trade-related economy. 2/3 of our GDP come from trade. So this is a significant part of the Canadian economy, and something in the range of 3/4 of our exports go to one marketplace, and that's the United States. So if there's a recession in the United States, that will have impact on Canadians in a very real and measurable way. It's the only point that I wanted to make, and maybe it does speak to the issue of making sure that we try and, as Joe's words, have a more resilient economy. And maybe that means that we should be looking at diversifying our marketplaces. But the challenge in that is that we don't have the infrastructure to do it.
No.
And could we be doing a lot more to help, reduce the reliance upon our European allies for their reliance upon, energy from the Russian Federation? The answer is yes, if we had the infrastructure to do so. So trade infrastructure is a part and parcel with trying to have a greater resiliency in our own export-related economy.
Well, Joe, when you were Natural Resources Minister, you were big on, building the pipelines and the other energy infrastructure that was necessary. You ran into a whole whack of roadblocks, however, and we still haven't made much progress on that. Yes?
Absolutely. This is it's a national economic tragedy. We have, as I've mentioned often, the third largest proven oil reserves in the world, the fourth largest natural gas reserves. The government has effectively canceled or had canceled over $100 billion in energy projects. We could now be generating tens of billions of dollars. We could be employing tens of thousands of people. We could be helping our allies, and we could be creating prosperity across the country, to say nothing of enhancing national unity. I hope there'll be a wake-up call here, and I think there was a poll done under the auspices of it was an Ipsos poll under the auspices of the Montreal Economic Institute, which showed that depending on the exact question, between 2/3 and almost 3/4 of Canadians believe that we should develop the infrastructure to bring down the cost of gas to help our allies in Europe, and to reduce their dependency on Russian gas and coal, by the way. So Canadians are on side, and that includes Quebecers. The politicians are lagging in this regard, and the Prime Minister's obsession with green energy, which projects which are not going to miraculously change things for us, not for some period of time. I mean, he's missed out on an extraordinary opportunity. The opportunity cost has been, astonishing, tragic, and we still have the opportunity, however, to do much better, if only belatedly. But there's no sort of indication of that. But he should take a look at what people are thinking, what Canadians want. And Canadians want energy independence. They want prosperity. They want us to be a force for good internationally. They want us to help our allies. They want to help Aboriginal peoples, and this would be an extraordinary way to provide equity, revenue, employment to Aboriginal communities, who, by the way, are all in favor of natural resource projects that are close to their territories. You wouldn't know that by listening to the mainstream press, but it is a fact.